Did somebody say Santa? Oh, welcome everybody. Did you like that? Oh, Santa Jake has graced the podcast with his presence. Well, look at all these filthy naughty list creeps in the chat. Not saying any of that. Oh, so Santa Jake is here to grant your Christmas wishes. Put them in the chat if you want your Christmas wish granted. But first, little boy Adam, I hear you have some Christmas wishes.
Ooh.
Take your time.
3 bags of gravel.
Let me see if I can get that for you. Let me see if I can summon it. How'd that feel?
I think they're inside of me.
Oh, what a Christmas surprise! What's that, Beth? You wish for a new spine? Perhaps. That noise didn't sound very positive. Oh, Chris wants, he's wishing for a Christmas kebab. Let's see if we can muster that up for him. I'll need your help on this one, Adam. How many was that, Chris?
He didn't specify what meat, though. Kebab is just the form.
Oh, what meat were you thinking of?
Stoat.
Oh, I was thinking of dog. That's going to be a weird combo.
Stoat and dog.
Yeah,
not very Christmassy, is it?
Chris gets it. What's that? Reindeer droppings?
Who was that for?
They'll find out.
I can hear stuff hitting the roof of the conservatory, mine, so I don't know whether
What's that? You want part of the International Space Station to rain down upon you? It's a bit quiet.
This is how Santa works, you know. I don't know whether that's
Must have gone to Badham Ashbridge. My mistake.
Oh no!
These
mirror universe.
These naughty and nice lists are hard to navigate.
Yeah.
You can't do Control F on them.
No.
Santa has not gone mad with power, Chris. Oh, I know what everyone really wants. It's an episode of the Ramblecast about Fallout.
It shall be done.
We're here with episode 6 of the GuN show, the Ramblecast. Very good. This time we're talking about Fallout. I am joined by my host, as always, Mr. Adam Ashbridge, saluting.
Aye.
And yeah, we're going to talk some Fallout tonight.
Yes.
So yeah, welcoming everyone. Pull up a filthy toilet seat. Gather round. And we'll talk about the post-apocalypse of the Fallout series. I think this is just going to be it's pretty much just going to be a discussion about the 3D Fallout games. I don't think either of us have played Fallout 1 or 2.
I haven't, but I know a bit about them.
Yeah, I know like some bits and pieces. But like 3 was definitely where I first heard about Fallout. 100%. I'm not going to try and say I was one of those gamers who was like knew every series before like the 3D, the famous version that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I remember coming out of like it was an E3 trailer that I saw first, just for 3, and it was kind of like all it was you know, like the 1950s music and just like gameplay montages, and I really didn't understand it. All I can sort of remember is like, you know, the floating orb guy, then like lots of slow motion gore, and then everyone was like, Fallout's back, and I was like, cool, what's Fallout?
Why is it back? What's he doing?
But yeah, do you have any like memories of the first time you ever saw anything Fallout?
Yeah, but once again, it seems to be a theme with this podcast. You bought it after telling me about all the E3 trailer and stuff, and then I watched you play it around yours, and I was like, this looks really class. So I
think I bought it late though, like when it was cheap.
Yeah. I was still in the same year it came out, I believe, or maybe it's the year after.
I think some DLC was out though. I don't think. Yeah. To be honest, I think all the DLC was out. Maybe Point Lookout had just came out. But I didn't really. I didn't know. I didn't want to buy it. I think sight unseen. So I just let it sit there. You know, like, you know, and then got like the good version with like too much content in it.
Yeah, with like all the DLC and stuff.
Yeah, but I suppose like. It's weird, like, streaming's kind of replaced that whole thing, hasn't it? Where I'm guessing friends aren't, I suppose they might have, like, switches or, like, tablets to show each other stuff. Yeah, like, we were very much of the time where to show someone a game, like, you know, a disc game, like in the 360 era, you kind of just had to, like, have them round and be like, look at it, play it, hold the controller. But yeah, like, can you remember like what your first impressions were when you tried it, like for yourself, like 3 years?
Yeah, well, I remember obviously seeing you play it, and then I was like, right, I'm going to go and buy it. So I went and bought a version from Game Station.
Oh hell yeah!
Blandford Street.
Still there at that time, was it?
Yeah, I went and bought it from there. But what's funny is I got home and opened the box, and I'm like, yes, I'm really excited to play this, and then it had the DLC disc in and not the main disc.
Oh, like the thing to just install it on your console. Yeah.
So I took it back, expecting just to get the normal base game with nothing.
Yeah.
But I knew one of the lads who worked there, and he gave us that second disc for free, so I got all of the DLC for free.
Oh, nice. So he just chucked in like what you actually bought and was like...
Yeah. No, hush wish. So yeah, I remember getting back and sticking it on, and I was like, this is so crazy and like a big world for a game.
Yeah.
And I remember just because I like post-apocalyptic stuff anyway, because I'm like a fan of like Mad Max and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it sort of reminded me of that, but in America. And I just remember being really like frightened of playing it, like, you know, like super mutants coming at you and ghouls and stuff, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when you said it was like a really big world, like I think it felt bigger because it was terrifying. Like you felt like, I can't go over there. Like I can see 10 giant ants on the horizon.
Yeah,
like giant.
You press the bats button, it's just keep
like giant scorpions.
Yeah, and bloat flies.
But yeah, like it probably felt a lot bigger than it was, because it was kind of like dangerous. You couldn't spend too much time out in like the wasteland before you had to like go back to town and like recuperate. The capital wasteland it was in this game, because it was all around like the DC area.
Washington DC, yes.
I had like so this was probably on top of being first Fallout game I ever played. I think it was the very first Bethesda game I ever played, because I don't think I'd tried Oblivion before this.
I'd played Oblivion and is it Morrowind as well? Is that?
Yeah, which is very hard and like unforgiving.
I'm not in no way saying I completed any of them, but like I definitely tried them. Because Fallout 3 was 2008, wasn't it?
Yeah. But like definitely predating Skyrim, like 100% for. But yeah, so like this was my first opportunity to play that style of game where I'm like, this is weird. I can pick up everything. I can talk to everybody. I can pickpocket almost every character. Like it's a bit janky, like when you're walking around. Like I've glitched into a picnic table more times than I'd like, and been like,
oh no, I'm over encumbered.
had to like blow myself up with a grenade or something to try and like knock myself loose, or just finally die. So I remember being like absolutely overwhelmed and not really getting it the first time I loaded up. I think I just went and like was like, oh, I don't know, I've got a hunting rifle. I'm repairing it with other bits and pieces. Doing low damage to like most of these like crazy mutants and stuff.
And there was never enough ammo.
Yeah, so I think like I ended up starting it over and having like a fresh start and actually like reading like the tutorial stuff properly. And I think I understood it way more like the second time around. I was like, right, I feel like I'm not missing stuff now. Like I'm actually getting the real experience, because like this game starts out, like Fallout 3 starts out really weird, as in like you get born and then you've got to hang out
weird, isn't it?
with your dad, who's Liam Neeson, I think.
He's got a particular set of skills, hasn't he? So he'd be alright.
Oh, this is like nice Liam Neeson though, where he's just like, oh yes son, very good.
My son, hello.
Here's all my voice acting up front. You're not going to see me for a while now.
It's like 3/4 of the game or something, and then he comes back.
Yeah, because like obviously like Fallout just drops you in. You got to like pick your skills immediately. So like if you don't know anything about Fallout games, the whole skill system, like the special system, just seems crazy. And like this one, it's like a baby book, isn't it, where you're like adding like points in like special. What kind of character do you normally go for in these games when it drops you in?
Did you mean like which stat do I
like how do you try and build normally?
Usually go like strength. I try and make them like a strong, charismatic character. As intelligence can come later on. I need to win me beach battles early on, you know. So
and like in this one, strength usually denotes carrying capacity, which is very important in this game.
Yes.
So even if you're not going to be melee fighting, carry capacity is is important.
Yes.
So it doesn't let you min-max too hard, because you could be like, right, I'm going to put it all into like perception and like luck and be a gun guy, but then you can't carry shit. You might not even be able to carry enough weapons to get you by.
My brother's like that when he plays Forties. He's really good at Forties. Like he always just like he's like a gunslinger. And like doesn't carry much, and just like has like a really cool like revolver. It's like especially like in,
and that's all he needs.
He's just like, I'm like, how I need like power armor and everything just to like breathe.
I did used to like going for the power armor training just because it kind of like let you sort of forget about like health and healing because you had enough to like get you by normally. But I'm the same as you. I would usually try and make a strong guy, but then go with like intelligence, because I always kind of liked it when you could do like a computer way of beating quests and stuff. I mean, like, I think when I first played, I've got no idea what kind of character I would have built, but I think I learned very quickly that like talking to people was fun, and if you had like the speech, like the persuade and like the intimidate stuff, like that was more fun because you could just get your experience through talking your way out of quests sometimes, or just like scaring a dumb like dumbass raider guy or something like that.
It would always make like some quests like so much shorter if you had those attributes. So it's like just scare them and then like the quest's finished and you're like
same for like if you could somehow like max out your lock picking, that would probably take you really far. Because I was always running into like doors where I was like, oh man, I can't get in here.
Level up and come back, and then you forget where it is. And
absolutely. But I think I definitely chose a well a well-rounded character who ended up not being very great at anything. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But like for your first try, like what the game can't really expect you to do much else, like really, without knowing. But obviously everyone online is like going nuts about like, oh, you need to min-max this, and then you need to run over to this abandoned building and collect the Vault Boy special to get like to push your stat up to 10. Like,
yeah.
I think perception was pretty good, but I always used to just find a hat that had a perception or some glasses or something.
My hat.
My seeing eye hat. But I think like Fallout 3 as well lets you put on a ghoul mask, which stops the ghouls attacking you.
Yeah. It's totally bizarre.
You're basically just wearing someone's face. I think that comes from the 10 penny tower quest.
Yeah,
which is pretty fun.
Oh, it's amazing.
So if anyone doesn't know, this quest's the one where there's like a tower full of rich people. I think I missed it on my first try because everyone's always like, "Oh yeah, blow up Megaton." And I was like, I think I just leveled up science or explosives enough to defuse the bomb and sort of ended any kind of intrigue or quest around. I was just like, do, like some random guy walks into town and fixes the bomb forever. But yeah, like 10 Penny Tower's the Tower of Rich People. They want to blow up the little starter town because they're like, we're bored. We want to watch something interesting, and we think all these guys who live in Megaton are rubes who've built a city around a bomb for some reason. And it's like I get where they're coming from, saying like that's a stupid thing to do, but like also if the world explodes, what else are you gonna do?
I don't know. What are you gonna worship? You worship a bomb, you worship a dog man.
Dog meat. Oh yeah, I already said dog meat tonight in a different context.
Yeah.
I guess we just assumed people knew that, but the Fallout, the world has exploded. Do you know like the backstory on what happened? Because like they don't tell you a lot up front about like the war or anything.
I mean,
it's just Ron Perlman going like, and then
changes.
Man harnessed the atom and it was bad for everyone.
Well, yes, basically, I mean, everything was the same up until our version of like the 1950s.
Oh, okay.
So like a separate timeline. So like obviously there's like reality, which is it, but this is like on a separate timeline. So we both got to the 1950s and we like modernized. Yeah. Whereas they stayed with like valves in things, to like TVs and cars and stuff like that.
And like instead of internal combustion, they like created like the nuclear powered engines for things. Yeah.
Yeah. So they went down that route. So stuff does look still very 1950s, like the cars, even though they're like hovering above the ground.
Yeah.
And stuff. Some of them, well, some of them do anyway, but some of them have got like normal wheels and stuff. But and I think it was like the battle for stuff like, you know, like oil in real life.
Yeah.
It was like China and the US battling it out for the
like uranium
nuclear power. Yeah, basically. So turns out that I think this is what it was anyway. There was like something to do with that in Anchorage in Alaska.
Yeah.
So the Chinese and the Americans and Canadians or whatever started battling out like, you're not taking this stuff off us, like get away from us.
And I think
stuff
in
like
the intro, in the intro or something, doesn't it say like nobody's sure who fired the first bomb type of thing?
It was China.
Because that's a DLC, isn't it? Operation Anchorage.
Yeah, but I mean, I listened to a Fallout Lawcast.
Oh yeah, is that the full name of it?
Yeah, Fallout Lawcast.
Yeah, check them out if you're
it's very good.
Inclined.
Very good. It starts from like, it tells you information about like every part of the Fallout universe, even like the first games and stuff. And they had one quite recently where they confirmed it was China that shot first.
Oh well, like that's that's definitely the way the American gamers would prefer it. So I can't blame them for going down that line.
Yeah, obviously it was 2077. What seven? Was it 77? Yeah, October 2077.
He's got dates.
And obviously that's when all the bombs started firing.
Yeah, and it's kind of like as far as you know, like it was mutually assured destruction, but it sort of cuts off all communication lines and puts everyone back to like I don't know, like pre-industry sort of like era where it's just sort of like Roman tribes and like I don't know, everyone's cut off, nobody knows what's going on in the world anymore. And it's like it's fun because you get like there's radio broadcasts like locally, but yeah, like there's no information on what the world is like, what any other countries are like. And like I definitely enjoyed this game as like an isolation type of experience where it was like I'm a total outsider to everything here, and I'm kind of just wandering around, like going about my own business, getting like wrapped up in these like plots to take over bits of land and to destroy people. Because so we roughly touched on it, but you start the game in a vault. I think it turned
created by Vault-Tec.
Yes, I think it does turn out that you weren't technically born in the vault, and it was just like, you were taken there really young. You grow up there and have the same kind of life everyone has. Then your dad goes missing, and that's like, holy shit. And like everything kicks off, and like you eventually have to like break out of the vault because everything's going to shit. You have to kill everybody, or you can try and save some of them, but there's kind of not much point in Fallout 3 to like once you leave the vault, it's kind of over, right? Nothing happens with those guys.
Well, there is a mission where you go back to Vault 101.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, and because the girl that you were friends with growing up.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
No, I can only remember Moira, was it?
It's played by the girl who was in Cloverfield. I think she's called Odette Eastman or something.
Oh, okay.
I know that, but I don't know the character's name.
Yeah.
But to go back, and our dad's the overseer, and he's a proper bastard, like.
Yeah. If you didn't kill him on the way out, like out originally.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a chance to like kill him, like if you don't kill him, obviously on the way out.
Yeah, Chris is saying because like it's like 1950s style, like a little pocket of Americana that's like trapped in the vault without any like outside interference, and there's like a bunch of greasers in there, like with signature jackets, trying to bully you. But I quite like the tunnel snakes because they're just like they're just goofballs, really. And I suppose you can kill some of them on your way out and steal the jacket, and you can wear the jacket for the entire game if you feel like it.
Basically wearing someone else's skin, if you think about it. Because like their whole identity.
But that's what I mean when I was saying the first time I played it didn't click with me, because I think I missed a lot of this stuff. Like I disarmed the bomb before I even knew there was like quests to blow things up. So when people were talking like, did you save Megaton or blow up Megaton in videos and stuff, I'm just like, I don't know. I haven't hit that quest yet. And also Megaton, when I first played it, it felt impossible to navigate. You know how it's just all like all the ramps everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can navigate it now, like but it still doesn't feel like the best laid out city. I basically just used to like go to the shop and then leave just in one line. That was all I knew how to do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like when you look back at like how well thought out the game was. Yes, there was obviously bits that could have been better, but like it was their first proper 3D outing.
Yeah,
is like this franchise. So
yeah, and someone like this is like a different team, I believe, taking over the franchise, which I know like a lot of fans didn't like. But I think this was a good.
It was Interplay, I think, who did the first ones.
Oh, really? And I think Obsidian became them, sort of. Oh, sorry, the other way around.
Yeah, they became Obsidian later
because
on.
then when they did New Vegas, I remember people being like, "Well, this is the proper Fallout team" and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like the first Fallout, so it was Interplay, and it was back in 1997.
Yeah, PC only or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like turn-based game.
Yes, like isometric, like, grid view.
Yeah, so it was like sort of isometric, like slanted.
That's what XCOM looked like as well, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think Fallout was a bit more advanced than like the first XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those both sit together in my mind as like, hardcore PC series that got like 3D remakes that the original fans kind of hated, but it was clearly the best way to bring it to people, like to let new people try that game series.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that are really cool about the first two games as well.
Yeah.
Like how they started using like the FEV virus as well.
Yes, because that comes up quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the origins of the GEC, the Garden of Eden creation kit. And also on Fallout 2, there's like a proper badass, like bad character, Frank Horrigan.
Oh yeah, I've heard that name.
And he was like a special agent operative, and he got basically turned into a massive superhuman, like super mutant man.
Oh, right.
He was like 9 or 10 foot tall or something, and he was basically the Enclave's like angel of death. He would just go around sorting any shit out that needed fixing, like all on the bush, like
if you needed a giant henchman to wipe out all the evidence.
He would go around and crack some heads for like information and stuff, because like obviously they're chasing you through the whole second game.
Yeah,
because it's like on the first one you're called the Vault Dweller.
Yeah.
And then the second one's the Chosen One.
Oh, right, okay.
So I think they're descendants of each other. I think it might be like grandson or something.
Oh, yeah. I can see why people loved that then. If it was like you were playing as the descendant of your character.
Yeah, it was like a carry on.
Because I think from what I remember in like Fallout 1, you're it's like you set out to find the thing that can create water for your vault. And there's like loads of different ways you can kind of do that quest, and you can like finish it early, like if you get to the right place and stuff. I think that they tried to do a bit of that in 3, where you could explore quite a bit, but you still had to stick on the story path in order to like get to the next big area.
I mean, yeah, you could go on and not do missions for hours.
Yeah.
But you need, as you say, you need to progress that a little bit further to get into the cooler spots.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get into like, like the government facilities and stuff just by wandering. But no, did you, because I think I missed most of the companions as well. I know there wasn't many in 3, but did you like roll with companions, or were you sort of more alone when you played?
Well, at first it was like alone because I didn't know you could.
Yeah, neither did I. Because that's the thing. It's not really like spelled out for you. I don't think there's a massive like quest that gets you a companion, like in 4 and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a one with a super mutant. I just need to find out his name.
Oh yeah, I did find him eventually, because he's like, or her, is it?
No, I think it might be. I think is it Strong?
Oh, okay.
Or is that on 4?
Yeah, no, it's something like that. But I was thinking of like New Vegas, I think, where you can get the super mutant, like Mrs. Nesbitt.
Yeah, Mrs. Nesbitt.
The one who's like dressed up like in an old lady outfit with like a flowery bonnet and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's Fawkes.
Fawkes,
the superhuman, the super mutant one.
I think when I eventually found him, I was like, okay, I'll roll with this guy. He seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it's Vault 87. You find him.
Yeah. And then like he can play into the ending once they brought the DLC out, but before you had the DLC, he wouldn't like help you with the ending, and then they had to change it.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I think I was telling a lie in that I'd had this before DLC, because I think I remember installing it, and then you have to beat the game again because it didn't have a new game plus. Like, you couldn't play after you made the final decision originally.
Yeah.
And then people were like, well, how's the DLC going to work? And they just changed it so that you survive at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. What's somebody do? What's Joe doing in the chat?
Oh, that's all who wouldn't get in the reactor. Aye, that one.
Well, that's the thing, though. He would if you had the DLC. Because, yeah, that's what I was talking about. You can, like, the end mission is like, oh, no, I'm going to have to crawl inside the nuclear reactor and start something. But if you have Forks with you, you can be like, shouldn't you do it because you're immune to radiation? And like in the original game, he was like, "Oh no, I wouldn't rob you of your destiny," or something like that.
Please, man, come on.
But then when they did the update, he will go in, and then he becomes like the hero, like in the Ron Perlman thing at the end, like when he's talking about him. And there's just like a picture of Forks like slowly zooming into the screen. But yeah, then you wake up and start your DLC missions and stuff.
Yeah,
go to Point Lookout and all that.
Point Lookout and Mothership Zeta.
Yeah, that was really hard. I got stuck on there for like hours and hours.
The pit was brutal.
I don't think I ever did the pit. This might have been back in the days when I wasn't like buying them all, if that makes sense. Maybe I just bought like one or two. Yeah, so probably a lot of money back then.
Yeah,
like
back then,
quid.
yeah. I mean, we were at university at the time, weren't we? So
yeah, I think Point Lookout was like something like 2,000 odd Microsoft points. Yeah, it was an expensive one.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like DLC wise, I don't think I really liked any of it. Like it didn't feel like super great. Like I definitely hated the Mothership Zeta. Because you get like trapped up there, and I just feel like it took hours to get through. And I know you got loads of cool weapons and stuff
from the outside.
yeah, and because none of the enemies could speak English, there wasn't much story either. And like, did you take that perk in like Fallout where it was like weird wasteland, like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Where random stuff, because that was how you could get a ship crash, couldn't you? Like in front of you.
Yeah.
And then
crazy,
loot some alien weaponry off the off the corpse.
That's also banned, that alien weaponry is the band name, yeah.
Yeah, I did the reference. I get the prize. But if you did the mothership, you could just stock up on loads of ammo, couldn't you, for all of your like energy weapons?
And that,
and they were stronger than like the laser weapons that the humans made.
It was a different type of technology, wasn't it?
I think my second character was definitely my favorite. I did used to play on very easy because I was like, this combat's kind of funky. I don't really like it too much.
Well, yeah, I play to have fun. I don't play for it to be hard.
Yeah, but like, so his main weapon was just a baseball bat. And like I say, he had the perception hat on, like the cowboy hat, and the ghoul mask. Because I think the ghoul mask was like glitched, where like it had really low durability.
Yeah.
But it would still stay on, like even though it was like broken. And it didn't really add any armor anyway, so I think I just left it on, and I still got the ghoul effect.
I remember you doing that playthrough where you were just walking around with the baseball bat and the hat and
the power armor,
yeah,
with no helmet. But that was when the power armor was just a little vest top that didn't really change how you were walking or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't the big bulky thing it is in Fallout 4.
No, it was big and bulky, but the only thing stopping you from putting it on was like you have to have power armor training, which you could get from the Operation Anchorage DLC immediately.
Yeah,
I think that gave you like a little weapon stash, didn't it, at the end when you finished it? But you had to go through the whole simulation.
Yeah, like killing the Chinese army with their stealth suits on.
Yeah. I don't remember that being great either, because it was kind of like a regular shooter mission.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Like, yeah, there was weird. It was like the mixed Call of Duty campaign thing into it, but third person.
Yeah. But
Well, actually, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer Fallout in third person or first person?
Oh, I pretty much always play Bethesda games in first person. Sometimes if it's got like a big world to run around, I'll sometimes run around in third person.
Yeah.
But I rarely fight in third person.
See, I mostly do third person because I want to see what cool outfit I'm wearing.
True, there is that. I definitely check my outfit quite often in these games. You're like,
but yeah, you're right though. With certain parts, you have to do first person, don't you? It's like you can't. Just doesn't compute any other way.
I think in 4 it was a lot easier to do third if you were like doing melee and stuff like that. I don't know what the shooting was like.
That was a lot better. Yeah, it was a lot better.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely like to check out my character because you are quite often picking up random bits of like kit and stuff like that. So you've got to check you don't look really stupid.
Yeah.
Not that it ever really matters, because if you like when you're talking to people, it does that now famous Bethesda like zoom in straight onto their face.
Like glitches like through them.
And he's like, "Hi,
my face is in your abdomen."
My dirty face." Everyone was filthy looking in this game. Like the entire game looks grimy as fuck.
The entire game just stinks.
Yeah, and I think like this is one of those games where the 360 kind of muddy aesthetics really work for it.
Yeah. Imagine if that's not what the game looked like and it was just the 360 like processing power that did that to it.
There's a few games like that where people are like, "Oh, this looks awesome," and I'm like, well, it looks ugly as sin, but if that's what they're going for, then fine.
Yeah.
Like do you know like early Dark Souls and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I always thought that looked really ugly.
Yeah.
And like I think what people are appreciating are like the sort of backgrounds and stuff, you know, like where it'll be like, oh, there's a cool like castle up here and it's all like laid out really nicely.
Yeah.
But I always thought the characters and like the close-up stuff looked really ugly.
Yeah.
So like when
quite
people
like fuzzy around the edges as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and just like muddy textures.
Like
and I was always a bit confused when people praise Dark Souls for the visuals, but I think like seeing more, I'm like, okay, it was more like art style and like stylistic stuff that were, and I guess the 360 and the PS3 were just holding them back. And then when they got to like Elden Ring and stuff, it was like, oh, this is beautiful. This is probably what you were trying to do the whole time.
I've still never played Elden Ring, you know.
I think you might be really frustrated with the combat, but you would love the aesthetics.
Well, I came on stream with you before, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you were getting so annoyed, and I was like...
Yeah. But no, you would love the aesthetics, because it basically looks like you're walking around like a death metal album cover half the time. Yeah. You basically walk through all the genres.
Aye, black metal, here we go.
Yeah, there's like all like your Viking metal and like your power metal things, and then there's like creepy castles for your death metal, then there's like your Lovecraft craziness for like you. Yeah. But
I never actually played Bloodborne either. I remember watching you stream that.
Yeah, again, I think that's another one that kind of looks ugly in parts, but I think that's what the fan base likes.
Yeah, well, that's up to them, isn't it?
I definitely thought the characters looked like really ugly, filthy dolls in this game. They're like puppets. Yeah. But like, how did you feel like for the game overall? Like in like, you know, in the sort of all of the Fallouts, where do you think this like one places for you? Because this is like one of my favorites. If I have to like, if I have to choose, this might be my favorite out of all the ones I played.
It's my second favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
still high praise.
Thinking high praise. And I think it's just me because like I've got this thing.
Yeah,
I have it with music. I have it with video games. game might be the coolest game that's ever been created, but because it was made before a certain time, my brain prefers nice, glossy-looking things.
Yeah, this is not glossy or nice looking.
Music, like I used to love Metallica, right? Now I can't listen to anything by them really without going, oh, the production shit on that. And like, I need super high produced metal, or music in general. That's why
that's what you like. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the way I make my music as well. So like, I'm the same with video games, and like it's a bit snobby really, but I can't help it. It's just the way me stupid tism brain works.
That can be our next hot take. We'll put that on the TikTok where you're like, Metallica's production shit. And then all the denim jacket dads will be like, in the comments.
Ouch, my feelings.
Metallica rules, man.
Yeah. See, but like that's the thing. Like, I don't care.
So you would like, but you would like this game if they did like an upgrade. You'd be happy with like a flashy new remake. Because I think a lot of the Fallout fans would vehemently disagree with you on like the polished look of what Fallout is today, shall we say?
Well, yeah, it doesn't make it good if it's polished. It has to be good as well.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like, it's not all about the aesthetic for us, because the story in Fallout's like Fallout 3 is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just prefer the look of 4.
Yeah. It's the 3 story is quite cool in that you're following like your father around. So there's always this like little bit of mystery, because like for all you know, he could be dead. Yeah, he could just be dead already for all you know. Or they kind of like to do that a lot, don't they? Like the sort of chase thing, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because in we can move on to New Vegas now. That's like a completely different intro. Where you just you're kind of this courier guy who's got mixed up in some bad business, and you start the game being like shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave.
Anyways, checky symptoms.
Yeah, you get like a vague look at the guys that you're going to be looking for a little while. So that's a pretty fun idea. Where it's like the total opposite thing. You're chasing some people because you want to murder them back.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a different premise really, but like it's the same sort of outcome.
Yeah.
But, and it's a different studio doing it.
Yeah. So this was Obsidian, who were like a quite well-known studio for doing like really good like computer RPGs. This was them sort of going over to like the console way of doing things. So I think a lot of the long-term fans were like, well, it's a compromise, but we get an Obsidian RPG out of it. And it did have like lots of choices and character builds and stuff like that. What did you think of Fallout New Vegas when you first give it a go?
It was... I remember my brother bought it.
Yeah.
And I watched him play it for a bit, and I was like... I like the colour scheme on it. It's very like... They went with the desert theme really well. Like with Vegas and stuff like the Mojave Desert.
Because the first one was just kind of green and brown, wasn't it?
This one was more of a beigey yellow tinge. When
I just remember it, it feels brighter in spots. Like a brighter color palette.
And a nice pissy hue to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember enjoying watching my brother play this one. But like, I was like, because I was new to RPGs at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Whoa, shit! I didn't want to be trying that. Looking fucking Deathclaw attacking you like instantly." And like, what were they called? The giant flying waspy things,
like Cazador or something.
Something like that. Yeah, you can go one way and get attacked by a Deathclaw. You go up the other way and you're like, "Oh, I'm free!" And then there's fucking a group of Cazadors there, and you're like,
it was somehow even worse than like a dinosaur.
Dinosaur, man.
A mutant dinosaur.
Do you know what a death claw was originally?
I don't.
A chameleon.
Oh, right, okay. I feel like they do have some stealth capabilities later on, don't they?
Yeah.
Like when they like upgrade the enemies to the next level just to piss you off even more.
When I found out it was like a chameleon,
Yeah.
I thought they were bears. That's the Yoa guys or something. Yeah,
like they look like zombie bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we didn't talk about any of like the good bad guys, because there's a lot of this is a game where you do fight a lot of humans, but you also come across a lot of weird creatures, like just on your wanderings. Oh, I did mention the giant ants, which are part of a fun, like weird side quest where you're like, there's like an ant superhero man, isn't there? Like you kind of join up with, and he's like, I've got a machine to control the ants. Because there's loads of like in-world comic books you can pick up and stuff like that, which give you like skill boosts based on what they are. You know, like you can get like your science
Grognak,
magazine,
the barbarian.
to get your strength up and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you've got like roaches. They're kind of like your first enemy, rad roaches. Then you've got like the horrible mole rats.
Yeah, and like. Is there zombie dogs in the third one?
I don't remember that. I feel like it was mostly mole rats that would attack you like out on the street.
Yeah, like that noise when they're coming at the floor, and you're like, no.
Actually, no. There might have been like dogs or like wolves thinking about it. I don't know, but like, yeah, I do remember though, like talking about the mole rats, that there's that quest that like Moira sends you on, who's like your first nice person you meet, and she like
Moira Brown, I think her name is.
Yeah, and she like makes you go get like bit by mole rats and then like test out a stick that's supposed to repel them and stuff like that, and you keep having to come back to the shop being like, it didn't work, like I'm really hurt.
Yeah.
But she'll like heal you up.
Yeah, she says like, oh, like our last intern had died from doing all these missions. Like, was it like the Wasteland Survival Guide or something?
Yeah, that's what it is. But like, that's what I really like about Fallout is it encourages you to be like silly. Like, like even if you're trying to like play as the more serious character, like you're gonna run into like massive goofballs, and I think it like encourages you to play around and be like, and to sort of make up your own fun, like because you can go on that quest and you can just be like, fine, I'm gonna trudge through, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be mean to Moira like afterwards and tell her it was like all shit and stuff, like, or you can like be positive about it and be like, you know, I really think it was working, and just like, oh, that's great, but really you just beat them all to death like with the bat or whatever. It wasn't like repelling them or anything. So yeah, it definitely made me want to play like a more goofy character, which is why I think I just started carrying a baseball bat around, just being like,
wing.
But yeah, so like Vegas to me felt like, at first glance I was like, it's just a remake on like with the same like items and like game engine and stuff like that.
Yeah, with orangey yellow writing instead, which
I wouldn't notice was any different.
Yeah,
you're colorblind gamer.
Everything is brown.
In Fallout, it really is. Could be anything for all I know. But yeah, like, did you, when you first got hands on with Vegas, did you like it?
Not as much instantly as 3, but as the story progressed, I was like, "Ooh, that's like a lot of factions battling it out here." And,
I had a really sort of negative first reaction to like New Vegas, because because I think it was going against everything I liked about like 3, where I was like, I didn't want to be part of a faction like in Fallout. Like I don't give a crap about like faction politics and who's doing what. And like, I think I went against the NCR, like the New Californian Republic, and then I got locked out of loads of mission areas,
Yeah.
and I was like, because everyone was just shooting me on sight, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
oh.
although the NCR, they had the coolest uniforms.
Oh, did you like that style?
Yeah, it had like the proper cool like gas mask thing with the
Yeah.
massive like trench coat thing going on.
Yeah, I was I can't remember what I dressed like in Vegas. Usually just a mishmash of stuff that I picked up off the floor, if I'm honest.
Get reared a left leg with a NCR left arm and stuff like that.
I think that was what it was. I found it hard to like role play, like in my own sort of like to make my own fun type of thing, because I was like, I'm the courier. My backstory is I got shot and stuff, and like it just felt like
so that's why my parcel was late.
yeah.
Hey, stop, man! Whatever.
Like I felt like it railroaded you into like you pick a side, and then once you've picked a side, like assault the dam, and it's like all right.
Yeah, you're like what?
So I think I felt like I didn't have time to explore, which I did, but I think just the way they wrote the story, it felt like there was a sense of urgency. And then this is another game where you're not allowed to play after you finish it. Like it doesn't like you've got to like load the save before the last mission.
Yeah, plenty of that going on.
Yeah, but I'm glad you had a good time though, because it is a lot of people's favorite game, isn't it? Because of how much customizable elements, like how different your character build can be and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was like, is a thing? There's like a thing online where people argue about how you pronounce, like, is it Caesar's Legion or is it Kaiser's Legion?
Oh yeah, because don't they say both in the game?
Yeah, they do, and you're like, hold on.
Like I thought they were like, I know like the bad guys and stuff, but I thought they were funny just because of how like over the top ridiculous they are. But they are the kind of assholes who'll go and burn an entire town down and stuff like that. Oh no! So like
the Mr. House as well. Mr. House, you remember him?
I think I sided with the robot face man. Yeah,
robot face man.
Not Mr. House. I killed Mr. House and then sided with his like robot voice guy.
His robot.
Do you remember who you sided with? Was it the NCR?
On one playthrough, and then I sided with Mr. House on another playthrough.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of isolation, you know.
Yeah,
sort of
definitely.
became my personality later on in life.
Yeah, because the NCR were a bit like libertarian, weren't they? In like they were like, oh, we want the Republic to be free to do our own thing and do our own commerce and stuff like that. Yeah. One thing I did really like in all of these games is the weird like perks that you can pick in between leveling up, because they would sometimes like, you know, give me ideas on what I should be doing, where it would be like, okay, I've picked the lady killer perk, so now I do more damage to females and also have and also have extra dialogue options. And it sort of makes you think about things a little bit differently when you're going into situations. And I think in New Vegas there's one you can pick where, like, if you have glasses on, you get like a +1, like an extra +1 or 2 to perception or something like that. It's like just called 4 eyes. But if you take glasses off, then you're worse off. You know, like if you put a helmet on that can't fit glasses underneath, you get a bit worse. So I remember playing the game and like just like hunting for someone with glasses, just like yo. And you know who the first person I found was?
No.
The guy who's like who's escaping the town that Caesar's Legion's taken over, and he's like, I won the lottery. Like, and their lottery system is like, you're the only one allowed to go free from the town or whatever if you win the lottery. And I was just like, he's got glasses on.
Smash him.
Dead man specs. Like, that's definitely what I like about these games though, because they put a lot of stuff in there to encourage you to like pursue like small goals. Like even if it's just something as small as like I'm not proficient in this giant laser Gatling gun, but I'd like to see how good it is. So I'm gonna start leveling up like the heavy weapons or the energy weapons, whatever it comes under. Oh, Chris is saying like still can't kill kids though. No. That's his dream.
Well, Santa's not granting that wish, mate. All right.
Or is he?
Shit.
It's fine. The real world's already. Everyone's already got that power. They just choose not to use it very often. Everyone's like, Jake, no. It was the power was inside you all along. That's the Santa promise. I think I did remember hearing about some exploit though, where if you took like the vampire perk or whatever, where you could like feed on the children at night, and you would just get loads of XP because like they wouldn't die, but you would still get the same amount of XP you would get for like doing a night murder on like a normal person.
Oh,
did you ever take? I think it might have been called something like that. Did you ever take any of those weird ones, like the cannibal one, like perks?
Oh,
or anything?
There wasn't enough meat.
Put that on the box quote. That's like your new review skill.
There wasn't enough meat. No, I needed sustenance from somewhere. And so cannibalism for the win. I mean, the meat was a bit smelly, like, but you know.
And it was like if people saw you harvesting like the corpse, they would like recoil in horror, wouldn't they? Or like start fighting you or something.
What, man? I need me protein hit for the day, like. So,
so like, did that make you play in a sort of more sneaky way, where you'd be like killing people and then being like looking around for people and like hiding, like going stealth?
No, I would still just go in like bashing and like, and then just eat them like when.
Yeah, did it make any of the NPCs sort of like say weird things about you, like when you're walking past and stuff like that?
Exactly like, what? But it was more like you were like shunned a bit, like like it's weird him like.
Because I always liked that. Like, I don't remember much in 3, but I always liked in Skyrim if you were like a werewolf or something, like they'd be like, what smells like wet dog fur? Like when you're walking around.
Oh, stinky.
Like, I guess it is me, because that makes sense.
Feisty, there we go.
You'll never be well rested again if you're. I love that in like Skyrim when it's like your beast blood prevents you from getting a good night's sleep. Like, oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm a demon.
Pretty much.
We have to do Skyrim at some point. We'll have to do Skyrim.
Yeah. We'll hit Elder Scrolls for sure.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I remember those like addictions in these games as well. Like, I never really ran foul of that, apart from being too irradiated, if you can class that as an addiction. To eating,
I'm slimy and swollen.
To eating horrible foods that you find, like sugar bombs.
So like it was like you had like the Radex and Radaway for stuff like that, didn't you?
Yeah,
and,
one of them was like a preventative, and then you had to have like Rad-X to like lower your meter down.
Yeah. I remember on New Vegas I had a massive was it Mentats addiction?
You needed your smart pills.
Definitely need my tablets. Definitely my tablets.
Yeah, so because you were just like trying to hack computers all the time.
It was Mentats and whiskey.
Because that gave you like better strength, didn't it, and like more health and stuff if you were drunk.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was a big whiskey drinker at the time, like myself.
So you were like immersive role playing. I was
supping it in real life while I was drinking it on the game.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Like we're not really big drinkers anymore, but like
I'm not a drinker anymore.
I know, but like there is something to be said.
No, man, you've said.
There is something.
Like bloody vegans.
There is something to be said for like having a nice drink at a quiet game on an evening.
Yeah, I used to sit with like a nice glass of whiskey and play me Fallout games. And
Well,
I mean, sometimes, right? So you should know, hush wish, right? Sometimes I just think I might feel better if I did drink again.
Who knows?
That was a bit dark, wasn't it?
I mean, this quick sniffet of port at Christmas never hurt anybody. Oh, it hurt me though.
Have all the port you want at Christmas. What he doesn't say is that when he makes the wish, is that now your blood is port.
Yeah, instantly.
So you're like, you just wank it, just like.
Yeah, like, but I do honestly like really love how in these games you can just do a silly role play, like be like, I'm just gonna pick up every stapler that I see and I'm gonna dump them all in my house. Like, just make a.
It's like Steely off Rick and Morty, where he just goes in the office and he's like, I'm gonna take this stapler and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he takes the man home with him.
I did take a lot of stuff in this games that was like, I mean, in 4 they encourage it because they bring in like the craft, like a more like crafting stuff.
Yeah.
I know you could craft bullets and stuff in these games, but I'd never messed with that at all. Like, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I would pick up the most random things like ceramic pot or like a pan, and I'm like, it's my pan for cooking me human meat in.
Well, I would sometimes have to check if things were weapons as well, because you can't always tell. Like, you might be able to use like a shovel as a weapon sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to remember that I would take like a lot of stuff that I didn't need. Like, I would always take like pre-war money, and then like I was like, it's like it doesn't. I don't think it ever does anything.
Oh, you might need it though.
I don't know. I've got no idea because everyone trades bottle caps.
Why bottle caps? Is it because it was just easy to come by?
Yeah, I guess you can't really. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I can't. It's a weird thing where like all of the world's money wouldn't have been destroyed. It wouldn't have just melted or whatever, because then all of the buildings would have melted as well, which most of them did. But I don't know. I guess it's like it's a ubiquitous thing that's on every continent and was available. But like, I didn't know on the first time I played that if you drink the Nuka-Cola, you then got like the one bottle cap, like back in your inventory.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I just never used to drink it because I was like, it's got to be radiated, right?
It's sealed, man. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But do you remember that Nuka-Cola Quantum like side quest as well, where you were collecting like the glowing ones?
Yeah.
That became very popular with like nerd culture to be like, I've got a glowing Nuka-Cola bottle on my shelf.
Speaking of glowing ones, like the
yeah,
that was in Fallout 4 though, wasn't it? Keep jumping ahead of ourselves.
Possibly. I know they did like have upgraded ghouls.
The man's a ghoul.
Yeah, I love the ghouls. That's another thing people have been complaining about recently. The Bethesda is making the ghouls more and more nice to look at, whereas in the first couple of games they were like hideous.
Oh yeah, no, just
hideous.
Didn't want to eat them.
Zombie creatures.
No eating them, no.
But yeah, so in the game there's like ghouls as a class of enemy, but then also a class of NPC you can talk to who are a lot more human.
Like normal ghouls and then feral ghouls.
Yeah. And like they would call
sort of like where I live, sort of like that.
And they would call you Smooth Skin as well, which was always funny.
Smooth Skin.
Yeah.
That was pretty good actually.
Yeah, it was.
So I've still got a sore throat off being poorly, so like that's it, really easy register the game.
I guess the ghoul voice isn't too hard to do. You just have to cut off your inflection every now and then. But no, I did like that guy that you meet in the first town. Yeah. But like, it's got that classic like, RPGs that are written by white people where it's like, we're going to include
white privileged males.
Well, but no, they're always like, we're going to introduce like racism between like the races. Like we're not talking white and black here. We're talking like, humans and ghouls. So then we can put in racist elements, but you can't say that we're writing racist content. It's the same with like there's loads of it in D&D. Like it's always like the evil aligned creatures, like the green guys and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you talk to this ghoul guy, and he's like surprised that you don't hate him. And I guess like there's dialogue options where you can say you hate him.
Yeah,
but I feel like
you don't hate me.
I feel like that's one of the worst, like one of the worst things you can do in the game is just be like needlessly mean to the bartender, who hasn't done anything.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, Chris and Leah hitting the nail on the head. They'll think of some like new slur that's in the fantasy realm, and like that makes it okay to include those storylines in. Like, which it is. It is okay to deal with those storylines, but you've got to actually, deal with it like properly and not just be like, my character said a fantasy slur. But which I guess ghoul could be considered a slur in the I wouldn't like it. You've never been able to play as a ghoul character though, have you? Like properly?
No.
Which I think people have always wanted to.
Yeah, because I mean, you can get yourself irradiated to the point where you would be a ghoul, but it didn't end up like becoming one because, like, I don't know. I think there was a mechanism that just didn't allow you to for some reason.
Yeah, I think as well, people really like in RPGs where you can have like transformations. Like if you can be like a vampire or like a werewolf, which is what Elder Scrolls got into. And I think people were expecting Fallout maybe would do that because it's like you can take perks that give you like quote mutations, but your character doesn't actually look any different. You just get like some different powers and stuff.
Yeah,
but I think people
like walk through radiation and not get like dead.
I think you've just got to spend enough time, like irradiated to a certain point, and then the next time you level up, that perk becomes available. Yeah, because you've like you've done enough. And I think it's just limb regeneration. Like it slowly ticks back up. Yeah. Which I used to like having because I was like, I don't care if the game says I'm a mutant as long as I'm not like losing health all the time.
Yeah.
Which I've only done like once in Fallout, and I didn't know that was like an instant death for the longest time. Like if your radiation meter goes like all the way to the tippy top. Because I think in my head I was probably just thinking it'd be like a health drain sort of situation, and I'd just be able to like keep eating until I could escape and try and heal myself back. Don't drink from
belly's full of goat meat
and toilet water.
My favorite.
Spicy water. It's horrible, like the amount of times you hear that like radiation click noise. Because I don't know if we're just like the right age for it, but I think it's built into our heads that's like oh no, you get out, you're gonna die if you ever hear like in movies or anything.
Well, yeah, with Chernobyl as well happened in 1986, like the year before I was born. Like
that's why he's so giant.
Yeah.
No, like to be honest with you, radiation did fly over here and into like the Lake District and stuff on the wind. So
it did, because it was weird. Like I mean, because like it was a massive fear for people all over. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I think that's like almost like it's still in our lifetime.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
They ain't finished cleaning up that mess. I'm pretty sure it's one of those 1,000-year type of things.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we wrote a song called Reactor Number 4 before, didn't we?
We did, because I started reading about how they'd put a giant sarcophagus over like the rubble that was still radioactive, and that sounds that's pretty metal. If you ask me.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird one because like to think something like this could have potentially happened.
Yeah, I mean, if you wander around Chernobyl, it's gonna look a lot like Fallout.
Oh god, yeah. Like
I think I've probably showed you this thing, but if I haven't, it's like a massive recommend. But there was this guy who used to work for Giant Bomb called Drew, and he started a channel on his own called Cloth Map, and he did a travel log of what the Chernobyl tourist holiday sort of, what would you call it, an experience, like what that is like.
If that's what you want to call it, yeah.
Yeah. So like you can get a perfectly fine tour into Chernobyl, like into Pripyat, or like what was left of it. And it's fairly safe to go there for like a day or something. But there is a part where you have to like actually drive through like a band of radiation, because I guess there's like a physical as much as it can be, but there is like, you know, a band of sort of land where the ground is irradiated. And when you drive through, obviously everyone's like what are those things called? Sorry, that measure it?
Geiger counter.
Yeah, everyone's like personal Geiger counters that they give you start like spiking crazy, like everyone in the car, and you just have to kind of sit there, and everyone's like,
just get.
It's obviously fine, like to just pass through it quickly in a car. But yeah, like there is like Chris is saying, there's like radioactive wolves. There is dogs that just roam around because like there's no humans there. So there's the animals and the plants have just taken back the area. And like sure, like there'll be irradiated animals, but they don't look different because they've just grown up around there. It's just really weird. And yeah, like it looks like Fallout. There's like empty schools and stuff like that, and like empty music halls with like pianos on the stage, and it's like, you know, creaking floorboards, and it's like, yep. So like as much as Fallout's a massive like fantasy world, like there is a place on our Earth, at least one, that looks like that.
Yeah, it's weird. I remember Top Gear did an episode at Pripyat, and they were only allowed to stay for a certain amount of time because of the radiation.
It's about an afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not a massive amount. Like, to be honest, we like intake radiation all the time technically. Like there's radiation in bananas. Like there's
Well, I don't eat bananas because I've got to wait.
Oh no. I think we've lost your Discord. The bananas have got him.
Oh no. Am I still there?
Wait, hang on. Are you back? I
think so. Oh no, banana.
I did it, guys. I brought him back. I can just use the magic to kill all the segments. Yeah, big bananas got you.
No, it lays right. Like I can't even. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Like there's something happens like in me throat. Like I just like. Ugh.
Yeah, like it's a sensory nightmare.
I can have banana in smoothies and stuff.
Yeah,
but not the physical banana. I think it's a texture thing. It's weird. Like
So even in the wasteland, you would avoid a banana if it was the only food.
Yeah, too much potassium. I can't deal with it.
It would give you rads if it was in the game, which I don't think it is. But yeah, like going in an airplane irradiates you plenty. It's just humans can take it, and like I don't know, nobody worries about it. But yeah, when it's like when you're driving into
sorry, Lee. Bananas aren't my weakness, or peanuts are.
Why did you tell everybody that?
I've got EpiPens, it's fine.
Take it back.
Yep.
Fixed.
Yeah, that was weird. Sort of rewound there.
But yeah, it is funny in Fallout that all like it kind of goes against what most video games do, where like food is health, like you know, in like BioShock and stuff, like you just eat crisps out the trash in like Infinite. That's just good health.
But this is all the food is poison.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not game ending poison. It's like, oh, you get a couple of points out of like 1,000, is it, or 750 you're allowed to have?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And it's like on my first playthrough, I didn't eat any food ever, I was like, no, I must only drink purified water and stim packs.
I mean, with the way my diet is at the minute,
Yeah.
I'd be fucked. I'd be absolutely fucked. And yeah, because my diet's so restricted now. Because I don't know, my brain went weird, and I'm just like, I can only eat things that I know haven't been anywhere near a certain food or something like that. And yeah, I'd be screwed. I wouldn't be able to eat delicious goat meat in the wasteland. And
well, I think all of the highly processed food that survived is fine, like the sugar bombs and stuff like that.
Sugar bombs,
the sweet
and
rolls,
the mashed potatoes, the stuff, and
so like sweet rolls is a thing that's in all the Bethesda games. Even like Starfield and stuff still has sweet rolls and stuff like that. Like I'm sure I saw one in real life, like in Lidl or something the other day, and I was just like, sweet rolls. The real.
I'm in a simulation.
Maybe I'm gonna roll them all down a hill.
Well, like they're sort of like their universe's version of the Twinkies, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, because you get one for your birthday, don't you? Like, or like when you have your little birthday party at the start, it's like, here's a sweet roll, Sonny, and there's like some old grandma gives you one. Oh, and then the bully tries to take it away, like the tunnel snake kid. It's like, give me your sweet roll, man.
Oh, man.
And you're like, no. I'm standing up to the bullies.
Then you get sparked out.
Probably. Yeah. But like I say, you get your revenge when the rad roaches are eating him and his family. You can just walk on by if you want.
Saw nothing here.
Or crack his head open and feast on the goo inside, as you might have tried.
Yeah, I did that.
So yeah, I guess New Vegas, it's good. It's fine by me. I've played it again.
Thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I've played it again and kind of found my own fun. But I just try not to engage with the main story because I think that was what put me off. But the side quests and stuff are very good.
Side quests and just the exploring's just fantastic. Like,
yeah, and like the king and stuff like that, like all that stuff's hilarious.
Yeah.
Although his clubhouse is a pain in the butt to try and find him if he goes upstairs.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Just wandering around staircases. It is really easy to get lost in the in 3 in New Vegas.
Yeah, it is.
Because the map's kind of terrible. But yeah, I guess this brings us to 4.
Yep.
Unless you want to talk for 3 hours about that mobile game like that.
What, Shelter?
I hated that.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But yeah, absolutely. Fallout 4. So that was like
the theme at the beginning of this was the Fallout 4 theme done by me. And
you'll in the audio version you'll hear it in full at the end. Video listeners can replay the start as many times as you want. Freebies.
If you want, it's not be like, you know.
But
do it for free, man.
So not that he's bothered or anything.
Not even bothered.
You ungrateful
man.
bastards. Sean Bean would be a good character to like role play as in Fallout if you built him. And then just played the game like an angry Yorkshireman the whole time.
Yeah, bastards.
Goodwill did try and play on this channel a version where he was Paul, Nerdy Up North's Paul, and we called it Paul Out.
Paul Out.
But I'll tell you what was like what sucked about it. The hand-to-hand combat's not good enough to make like a hard bastard. I know it got better in like Vegas because they added like weird palm strike like moves you could do and stuff like that.
Knuckle dusters and that.
True. Yeah, you can always get some kind of weird glove things. But I think
and
I just
want Uncle Fisto glove. Go on.
You could get like a power fist, couldn't you? That was like a robotic arm.
Yeah, it was like jet propelled power.
Yeah, they've done that in some of the Marvel movies, I think, to try and tech explain why people can fight Captain America.
He had a power fist.
Yeah, but yeah, what did you think of 4?
I loved it.
Yeah, like from the start.
Yeah, from the beginning, just the way it looked and the way the story got built up in the beginning, and like you're having to run to the vault.
Yes.
And stuff with
you're there for the bomb drop, which to this point you hadn't really seen properly.
Yeah, it's a great start to a game, like, because like obviously army veteran, and they got the guy from Vault-Tec coming to your house trying to sell you it, and
yes, to try, and he that's like the character creator, isn't it? Like him asking you questions on the clipboard.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, because this is the one where you could like make you and like a husband or a wife, and then it was, I guess the promise was you'd have a baby, like the baby would look like a combo of the two characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so this one starts out like Adam was saying, where you have to run into the vault after you create your character and sort of mess about a bit in the house. It's also the first one where they've made it so that one of the characters can read your name out loud.
Yeah.
If your name is one of the accepted names.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't tell you up front, but if you don't know that's a thing and your name isn't chosen, then at least you don't know any different. I don't think
so. If your name's like Captain Puggershuff or something like that, it's not going to say it, is it?
No, but Adam, I'm guessing, was in there.
Yes, it was.
I think, I don't think my name registered. I think I might have played a woman as well the first time. I don't think the name I picked, whatever it was registered. When I played Starfield, though, I just put Jake in and didn't think about it. And then when you get on the ship, it's like, "Hello, Captain Jake," and I'm like, "What the hell?"
I'm inside the machine.
Who's that calling my name? So that would be really cool, though, if you didn't know about it and then you just did it. I got that experience with Starfield, really, because I totally forgot that was a thing that Bethesda like to do now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then this one, you're the only one who wakes up out of your vault. Is that correct?
Yeah,
like they all get frozen or something? Yeah,
it was a ruse. They like tricked you into this vault, and it was like a test vault.
Yeah, okay.
So what happens is, obviously your wife or husband, whichever gender you choose, because they go in the pod with the baby.
Yes.
And there's a mercenary man called Kellogg comes along.
Oh, not the cornflake boy.
Not cornflake man. He's all crunchy and that, and he's got no flavour unless you put sugar on him. And fucking hell. But he comes along with his bloody 357 Magnum or whatever, and they're trying to take the baby away. And then obviously your wife's like, "Yeah, no, I mean, I know you would if it was, but you're like, just fucking shut up." But it wouldn't be the story it is. And then she gets shot in the head and they just take the baby.
Yep. And then you're
left
in the tube like, no.
Yeah.
Which it's
Where's
like
my son?
It's a really good intro and a thing to make you care about progressing the main quest. Again, I think this rubbed the fandom the wrong way because they were like, I don't want to be forced into chasing after a baby. And the game kind of
imagine all the after,
But like the game sort of pushes you in that direction to like have some urgency about it, like, oh, you've just missed a lead. Every new town you get in. And like again, this one has a lot of faction stuff, doesn't it? Like you start off, you meet the Minutemen quite early on.
Preston Garvey.
Minuteman Yancey.
He's like, there's another settlement that needs your help. Shut up, Preston.
Oh yeah, actually this one starts out with you like fighting a Deathclaw in power armor as well, which I don't think a lot of the fans liked because they were like, "What's this? This is like endgame stuff."
outside the museum in Concord.
Yeah, I mean that's quite a fun little set piece where you're fighting your way through the little museum and like all the exhibits start going off and stuff, and they're like 1945, like that kind of thing.
And then you find the power armor in the vertibird on the roof.
Yeah. And now power armor is a mech suit in these games instead of it just being
jump off buildings and do like a superhero landing.
Yeah, so instead of it being like a little outfit that's good, it's now like a machine that you like pilot around.
Yeah,
which kind of makes
you need power cores for it as well.
Yeah, I never really did a power armor build. Personally, I used it because there's some parts that require it, like to get into certain places. Because there's like a whole irradiated sea section, isn't there? Like at the top of the map or something like that.
Glowing sea.
Yeah. So there's definitely parts where the only way to wander around and find stuff, because there's some side quests, like there's some vaults you need to check out up there. Like you've got to do the power armor at some point. You could probably get through the main story without it, but there's definitely like side quests that.
Oh yeah, it would definitely benefit.
Unless you could just slam 100 rad X's or something like while you're walking through, but I doubt it.
Well, that's the thing. Like I would have a set of power armor at my settlement.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to be a bit more nimble, I'd go out with just like raider armor on or whatever was the armor at the time. Yeah. And then if I knew there was a big mission coming up, I'd be like, go back to Sanctuary Hills and get me me really specced out power armor.
This one kind of made the vault suit like really like I mean, it's in the picture there. I think this is a Fallout 4 promotional, or it might be an AI image for all I know.
Well, you never know these days.
That's what the internet's like now. But yeah, you would wear your vault suit and you would like bolt things onto it and stuff like that. It made that like the canonical suit for your character. So I think I chucked it off as soon as I could, because I was like, no, if the game's telling me to do it, I'm gonna get a more stupid suit. I was like, I tell you what I did. So I was like, I was this mom chasing after a baby. I was like, I want my baseball bat back.
So that's what I'd use.
So I went to the baseball town, because there was the town that was built in like a baseball diamond
city.
And I was like, come on then, there's got to be a little slugger somewhere around here, and I'm sure I found one. Then I found out you could bolt razor blades onto it and stuff like that. So my melee prospects had been upgraded massively.
And you could also get like the super sledge on this, couldn't you? A super sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It was basically just like the mechanism of a power fist on a sledgehammer.
Like a rocket powered sledgehammer. I think you could get that in like Fallout 3 in Vegas, but I think they'd they'd made it look more silly in this one.
Yeah. There was a lot of crazy weapons in this, man.
But yeah, it was definitely like, I'm gonna beat everyone to death with a bat again. And they made stealth and melee even easier, because you could sort of warp really far. You know, like if you did a VATS click to do the slow motion, there was like a perk you could take where you would like be able to like zip like quite far, like to get like to hit someone. So you could just chain that together and sort of zip around. Yeah, we haven't actually talked about VATS. Like, I really like that as a mechanic, like so much so that I miss it when they do like Elder Scrolls and like Starfield and stuff.
Yeah, you're like, oh, where's the VAT? Like, yeah, it was just nice to be able to be walking about through the wasteland and then press the VAT button, and then there's like something like fucking like 100 foot away or something, and you've got like a good hunting.
Yeah,
just taking them critical shots, like when it hits properly, and it's just like, see something's head explode, or like or like they have that weird ragdoll animation.
Yeah, like you shoot the leg off and they're like, like, and there was definitely a perk that made everyone explode, wasn't there? Like a bloody mess thing, where every once in a while, you would get like a critical hit where like everything just exploded. But yeah, like I definitely missed that when I was messing around on Starfield. I was like, this feels close enough to Fallout that you could have just kept the slow motion like tech suit element, because I think like the in-universe explanation is that it's tied to your Pip-Boy somehow. Like the VATS, I don't know, it's just fun. I like the slow motion. I like being able to try and be like, okay, if I shoot this guy in the leg, I might get a couple more seconds to survive. Like with all these guys running at me.
Yeah.
But in 4 they changed it though, didn't they? Where it didn't stop moving. It was just like really slow mo. Like, it wasn't a dead stop. Am I right?
I think so. Sometimes it was. I think it depends on stuff. But I know in 76 it got taken away.
Yeah, because that was multiplayer. I think there's some form of VATS, but I don't know how it manifests because I've never played that.
Yeah. But
that's kind of like
moving still.
Oh, right. So that's how they try and do it. Because like 76,
it would look on, but it was like you'd be like this, like.
Because 76 is like the ugly mutated baby of the Fallout series, isn't it?
It's the Stumpy of the Fallout series.
Don't say his name. We've already done the gimmick for this week. We can't have multiple gimmicks, otherwise it'll just, I don't know what'll happen.
Well,
I don't know.
Me and Amy mentioned him the other day, and I thought, like, so.
I saw it whiz past in the chat, but you've got to be careful with how many characters you bring up in one episode.
The law is strong this week.
I had to talk him down into he's going to bite goodwill for upstaging him last week.
Yeah, that's what a guest's supposed to be like, Stumpy.
It took me hours to talk him down after that episode.
Horrible little snaggletooth.
But yeah, I guess we're just going to have to spoil the shit out of Fallout 4. It's been way too long at this point, but
2014 yeah.
It turns out that your child is one of the faction leaders, and it's like the most mysterious of all the factions.
The Institute.
Where they've got like a perfect society that lives underground and is like non-irradiated, and they have like real vegetables that you can eat and stuff like that, and like schools.
The problem is with them though is that they are the ones making the synths.
Yes, because this one's got a big synth element with robot people and being like, hey, I don't like you robots masquerading in society.
It's a bit racist when you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more fantasy racism.
Because now that the synths are getting really like sophisticated and stuff, and you can't tell the difference between them and humans, because like Paladin Dance from the Brotherhood, actually a synth, and you didn't know,
even though they're like anti-synth.
And he's like, my whole life is a lie, strike me down.
I mean, you have one party member who's a very obvious synth, who's like the gumshoe like detective guy.
Nick Valentine here.
He's like the most on the nose like 50s character, I think, that they make spend a lot of time.
You can tell
with.
He's a synth because like half of his flesh is off.
Yeah, he's like he's got the effect of that movie AI where there was like all the creepy ones who were like stuck out in the forest and they like had half of faces. Not do that to the camera so you could see. But again, like I think in Fallout 4, I just got like messed up by the faction system, because I was like, all right, I'm going with the Underground Railroad because like this is fun. And these guys seem like the most well-adjusted, like out of all the creeps. Yeah,
because they're trying to save the synths, aren't they?
Yeah, you're basically trying to like old school style, like sneak people out of the city and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they haven't got all the tech. I mean, they have, but like they like look like they're living in squalor still.
Yeah, and you've got to like follow the Freedom Trail to sort of get their secret base and stuff, and then fight that weird swan guy who's like the super mutant.
The pond.
I missed
when
him.
I first went past that, I just walked through that pond like
me too. I almost and I didn't really notice there was anything happening until it was like all kicking off behind us with the with Valentine or whatever, or that Irish lady that I was hanging around with. The fighting Irish.
Your wife's in me DMs.
Captain Patio Wonderful, or whatever they're called. But yeah, so I sided with them for a bit, and then I got mixed up or something in the Institute and accidentally like betrayed the Institute too early, which was that was part of my railroad quest, was to be like, betray the Institute. But I think what I did was like, you're my son, what the hell's the matter with you, you know, like, but you're supposed to play it cool, really. And like sort of not tell him. But I think I was like, you know, everything's fucked up, I hate you. So then it was just like, I'm at war with the Institute, and it like auto sides you with the Minutemen, like they're the only ones left.
Yeah.
So I think again, I felt like I got all my choices took away from us, and it made me like not really care about replaying. Like I was like, okay, I've done one massive playthrough where I did loads of side quests and stuff. But I don't think I ever touched it again after that. But like, did you sit with it more and and go through it a few times and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think in total I did 5 full playthroughs.
Oh, that's cool. So like, how did you feel? How the story went and stuff like that? What do you remember? What you did on like your first time?
First ever playthrough, Brotherhood, all the way, because they're cool as shit, even though they're bastards.
I'm sure they keep you supplied with power armor cores and stuff as well.
Yeah, and there's the Pridwin, which is like the sky base.
Yes.
The fucking massive blimp thing.
Oh yeah, we love a tech blimp.
And then you get all like you can get like a vertibird to your location sort of thing.
Oh, like backup.
Yeah, and so yeah, I did
I think for the railroad, you get to call in like a synth group, don't you? That'll just run in from anywhere.
Yeah.
And be like robot punch.
Because then you rebuild Liberty Prime.
Oh, I love Liberty
with the
Prime.
Brotherhood. Yeah. And so then second playthrough, I did Institute ending.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just to see what the evil ending would be like.
Yeah, it's absolutely mental. It's like having a full army of synths behind. It's insane.
Yeah, and doesn't your creepy son do a weird thing where he's created a synth of himself as a boy?
Yeah.
And he like tries to trick you with it when you first get there.
Yeah, he's and like, my son.
And you're like, but you're the wrong age.
Like Tiny Rick on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I want to die. Let me out. Like so. But I did that, and then obviously, like, you do all that, and then you're back in the Institute, and he's like,
yeah.
And you're like, oh, thanks, son, you know.
You just reminded us, actually, because I think you kill him in almost all the endings, don't you? Where he's like, I'm dying, and then I'm pretty sure I like beat him to death with like a homemade bat with like loads of horrible stuff attached to it. Like, just goodbye, I'll put you out of your misery with the bat with the nails in it.
Oh man, and then I did a railroad.
Railroad.
Like, I think I did another Brotherhood and another Institute one. Did things like differently.
Yeah, because even within the storyline, I think you get a few chances for like how you want to play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was all like base management stuff as well, wasn't there? Where you could like take over bases and then like settlements and defend them.
Yeah.
I didn't really mess with that much, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's a tough one, like, because I was so like attached to the Brotherhood from like 3.
Yeah.
Then you turn out like the guy who's running the Brotherhood, this faction of the Brotherhood, is like just a little fascist, isn't he?
Yeah, like they are often, but it's weird because it's like the kind of like the military faction, aren't they? Really, it's like, oh, we've got the tech and we're trying to keep everyone safe, whether they like it or not. But yeah, they went full in on this one where they were like, it's our way or the highway, like literally.
It's it's just such a great game. Like I don't think apart from perfect Assassin's Creed, outside of those two things that I've connected with so much.
Yeah.
And me and my brother like bonded so much over like Fallout and
yeah, that's a good element of it because you can swap like weird stories about what's happened to you and then tell you like how to get things that you hadn't seen in your playthrough. Because like we've obviously sat and played multiple of these games for like hours and hours, but there is absolutely no chance that either of us have seen everything that's in the game because there's always some quest you've missed or like items you've never seen before or items you thought you couldn't get that turns out if you can like lockpick into this door in this certain place, then you can get something crazy like the mini nuke launcher and stuff like that, or like the cluster. Like there's like a cluster nuke launcher, isn't there, that fires like 6 of them or something like that.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like
I think that was a thing I liked to do in these games, was to try and spec into heavy weapons eventually, like if I could.
Yeah.
Because it was always fun to be like, oh, I'm in a bad situation here, like, oh, pull out the grenade launcher, like this will save me. And do it in slow motion.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you could throwing grenades was pretty good in this game. That was a good way to like you know, brute force your way through some encounters.
Yeah, there was like mines and stuff as well, wasn't there? Like bottle cap mines.
Yeah, like shrapnel mines.
Oh, imagine loads of bottle caps like sticking in you. Oh no.
That's a horrible first mission in Fallout 3 when it sends you to collect landmines. I think that's from Moira as well. That terrified me because they're kind of hard to see, like they blend into like the floor. And then it starts blowing up nuclear like car engines near you and stuff. Yeah. It's like, I hate this. And then a sniper starts shooting at you.
Yeah. Fun times. But that's another mention about Fallout 4 as well. Like the cars, you could blow them up in the background in like when you were fighting, like in the city, which was really cool. So you could like damage people. Like I remember when I first found assault rifle, car explodes in the back, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and it's like the kind of work is like weird explosive barrels, but in Fallout 3 in Vegas, they took like ages to blow up, so it would almost catch you by surprise because it would just be like on fire, and then you'd be like a mini nuke goes off next to you, and then you'd have to repair all of your limbs. Your little vault man would be like, oh, my limbs are broken. You can still walk around though. It kind of just makes you a bit slow sometimes.
Yeah. Like me with me bad back and that. Just get.
You just stab a stim pack in there,
yeah,
which I think was nice, a needle. It seemed like
it was. It was a weird needle, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, so like 4 felt a bit weird, and like it is echoed by a lot of people, like especially like big old school Fallout fans.
Yeah,
like they think that they took away like the grimy aesthetic and everything and made everything too clean.
Yeah.
Which to me it doesn't seem like super clean, but I can see where they're coming from, because like the character with the vault suit, you know, the basic vault suit, like you look pretty pristine. Like you're not like filthy or anything.
Yeah.
And the characters are a bit less weird, I feel like. But again,
there's some very weird ones, but like, it's like there's a lot more better conversation going on in this one.
Mm-hmm. And I think like some people, like I kind of ignored the building as much as possible. Like I wasn't really interested in building like towns and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I went back and played recently on Steam because I got like the Game of the Year edition of 4. I think it was like £8.
Oh, nice.
Which was nice. So, and then you can get the mods on that.
Yes, that would probably make it better if you could just. Like,
it was so much easier. Just like infinite caps, infinite bullets,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I made it like just proper overkill, but like
Yeah.
there was things where you could like overhaul some of the settlements, like
Oh, like
Sanctuary
modify
Hills, like
them to be like
modernize.
totally
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Yeah. I think
it's
that
really
was
cool.
it. It was maybe like the start you off on the the place where you were living before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just the scale of that put me off. But then when you find the little like the rocket station,
Red
like
Rocket, yeah.
the garage, yeah. Like I felt like that was much better because that was like, okay, it's like a small area and I can get a bit silly because it's like, it's a silly 1950s garage, like petrol station. So like I think I did build like defenses and put turrets on top and stuff like that, and I think I put like a toilet on top, and I was like, this is my seat to oversee the wasteland.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like that was fun, but I think it tries to throw you into like a builder town for everyone. You're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
how long's this gonna take? Like
I haven't got time for this. I'm looking for my son, you know.
and there's that like, isn't there like an annoying like old lady, like an old couple or something who lives in the town, and they're just complaining at you all the time.
Oh god, the
And
crazy
like,
old lady.
like you say,
Hills as well.
and like you say, Preston's like, hey, we should go out and do some side quests, partner, and you're like, I never agreed to hang around with you, Preston.
This is the 30th time you've asked me to like help a settlement.
I found a dog. I'm gonna talk to this dog instead.
Yeah, might as well. You get more sense. Like,
is this the There's nothing weird that happens with this dog in 4, is there? But is there like there's a dog with a robot brain in like New Vegas or something, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I think dog meat's perfectly safe in this game.
Yeah, because your companions in the normal difficulties don't die; they just kind of go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the dog should be raw and living.
Yes, as Will Forte always says.
Cook
But
your dog.
it's kind of like that in Skyrim, apart from you can do finishing moves and accidentally kill your companions, like if they're in the way.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like the enemies can't do it, but you can. I don't know. Oh, and Chris is saying dog meat doesn't count as a companion, so I think you can have 2 people out with you.
So
I'm still not hanging out with Preston.
Yeah, so when you're like out looking for where Kellogg is to find out where your son is,
Yeah.
you take like I was taking like Nick Valentine with us, and then dog meat would come along like the trail.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who's your okay, who's your top video game dog that you've played in the game and hung out with? Like, I'm not like it can be dog meat if that's the best one. But I've got a different favorite.
Video game dog.
This just in. The video game dog has spoken. Picked his game of the year. The white smoke has come out of the chimney.
To be fair, I don't think I've played, not that I remember, played many games with a dog.
Dog games.
Yeah, so I'd say dog meat. Like, okay. Yeah, because like...
Which
cool.
one?
Which one? Fallout 4.
He probably is the most advanced dog meat.
Yeah, he's proper OP, man.
I like this. Okay, so my favorite all-time video game dog is D-Dog from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh,
because he could.
I didn't get that far in Metal Gear Solid 5. It was too weird for me.
Because he was incredible. he would use his dog sense to mark all the enemies on your map in like a radius, like automatically. You could give him a little sneak suit with like a knife attached to it, so that he could like go and stab dudes.
Give him a cardboard box with holes in.
He would just take it out of his side little pouch into his mouth, and he would just jump up and hit them with like a stun knife. Or if you wanted to outfit him to kill, you could just give him a regular knife, and he would just sneak off. Or he would like, run and attack a guard and start like pulling on his arm. Then you could run up and be like, and then do like a judo hip toss on them. And then you'd be like, nice, nice job.
That's pretty cool. Because I remember you playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I think I got 2 hours into it, and I was like,
it's weird. Gameplay is really good, but the story is really weird. Hopefully, Goodwill will get there eventually because he's gonna go on a Metal Gear adventure, and he might have people like us joining him on his codec calls throughout the series.
Very cool, very cool.
We've got some in the chats though. Angelo from Final Fantasy VIII, Three Dog from Fallout 3. Is that what he was called? Oh no, you mean the radio
Three
guy.
Dog was the radio presenter. Three Dog.
There was a dog meat. Oh, Sarah's gone the Mabari from Dragon Age. That was like the giant, like meaty bulldog thing that you could get. The Warhound. Yeah, that was a good boy. Let's see. Who else we got on the dog cast?
The dog cast.
Oh, there was Franklin's dog, Chop, in GTA 5.
Yeah.
Oh, and Miko in Skyrim. Oh, he was just the weird, like, shaggy dog in Skyrim.
Yeah.
He was kind of like Fallout 3 dog meat. He just kind of attacked people.
Yeah, true.
Also, the dog from Fable 2, which you could name yourself. And then that might be the only game where they kill your dog at the end.
Shit.
Because they do a whole, like, the bad guy kills him and it's completely out of your control. And it's like,
yeah,
you just want me to be extra mad at this bad guy, don't you? It's like, well, it worked. Now I'm going to commit murder.
Murder.
But yeah, I think in my first Fallout 3, I never found dog meat either.
No?
I don't know why. I think I must have just wandered around weirdly. You know, like I was probably trying to avoid like the main path and just creeping around the side of fences and stuff and missing all of the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I was trying not to be attacked by crab beasts or like Mirelurks.
Yeah.
Do you remember as well as that weird mission where they like send you into, it's like a perfect forest biome that's somehow inside of like a cavern or something like that? I think it's like in Fallout 3 on New Vegas.
Can't remember that exactly, but it rings a bell.
Maybe it's like full of Mirelurks, or possibly I'm messing up some Skyrim stuff.
Maybe, I don't know.
Isn't there like a tree, a ghoul that's like attached to a tree?
Yes. What's he called?
He's from Fallout 2 or 1, I think, as well.
Yeah. What's he called? 2 seconds.
You're gonna Google Fallout.
Is it Harold?
So it's a normal name, isn't it?
I think it's Harold, but I'll have to find out too.
It's Jackal.
It's definitely a Jackal.
Well, while you're doing that, actually, I was gonna load up the Fallout TV show trailer, and we can watch that together and try and.
Yes, it is. It is Harold.
Oh, good pull. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
Memory man.
Okay, can you see this in Chrome as well, Adam?
Yep, okay.
For the folks at home, it should be playing above us. Hopefully the audio is not too bad or anything. But yeah, let's check out this Fallout TV trailer. I haven't seen this, but let's go.
Me neither, but
I've heard people arguing about it online already.
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
I see vaults.
Mercy!
I wonder if it smells outside, or does it smell inside the vault?
Chamber of Farts.
Rad Roach.
Oh, looks like Fallout to me, like.
To survive up here.
Nobody likes Todd Howard. Shut up.
If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
You will die. Meat dog. Okay, so they've hired the gore people from The Boys.
This looks pretty epic, to be honest. Like,
I think it's gonna be like a short Amazon season.
yeah.
So they usually put a decent amount of money into the 8 episodes or whatever.
Good lad.
A bright new sun will suddenly
Oh.
break through.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they go like... Yeah, so that's why people are complaining about ghouls being too clean.
Oh, Pants Man.
New favourite character.
Nice.
Oh, it's a Jerry.
I grabbed a moldy one.
Is that Cal McLaughlin?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
he your dad?
Oh,
Oh, cool, we got monsters.
oh, there's the Pridwin. Well, it looks like it anyway. Wow.
And I wonder if that's like the world exploding.
Must be.
I like how I keep saying the world exploding, but that's not really what
Yeah.
happens.
No, just certain bits. Oh, April, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's only like 5 months away.
Too long for someone who doesn't like waiting for things.
Well, let's watch this. The Grinch song uncensored. It looks great. Oh, look, there's me. Let's watch that.
Watch
No,
us
but-
watching ourselves.
Okay, so like, what did you think about that?
I think it looks class, to be honest.
Yeah. It's
Um,
it's interesting. Like, I see what people are saying about it being like very clean and like polished looking.
Yeah, but we've had too many post-apocalyptic things in media over the however many years that have
Yeah.
done the dirty, horrible side of it. This is like a it's probably futuristic, to be honest. It's more further in time than we are.
Yeah, true.
So like it's obviously going to have some sort of clean cutness, but like from what I've seen there, it looks nigh on identical to the wasteland.
Yeah, like, and I suppose you're right. Like having some color elements, whether they're clean or not, having the stark like blue contrast and stuff, like, is
Yeah.
something that you don't normally see a lot of the time. Because yeah, you're right. Like, what was the last big video game thing we had? Like The Last of Us. That didn't really set my world on fire. It was just kind of grimy zombie show, which I've seen a million times over. Because we don't want it to look like The Walking Dead again and just be like,
Yeah, exactly.
because you can just go watch that. But yeah, like, I do like how this seems to have all of the weird creatures in as well, because I wasn't expecting that, if I'm honest. Like,
No.
I thought they would mainly stick to like people and stuff and try and be a bit more like grounded.
Mhm.
But then I also did hear that it's a comedy, so maybe it's just going to be like silly, like, and fun.
Yeah, well, the game's silly.
Yeah, massively.
So I say nothing wrong with it. I really want to see it. I can't wait for it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm definitely optimistic. I've liked some Amazon shows in the past that people have said weren't so great. I think like they've got a higher hit rate than Netflix do for like originals and stuff.
Yeah.
Lee Sin, people have been complaining about the women character mostly. Keyboard warrior shite.
That's what I've seen as well. Get like, why is it?
Oh no, Adam cut out again.
Oh, my back.
Are you back? I think so.
Yeah. So like, people saying that the woman wouldn't be able to survive.
Oh, like Doomsday Prepper types.
Yeah, well, you can make a woman character on the game.
Yeah.
So, where's your logic?
Yeah, Lee Sin, we could just have a real life Fallout and we don't have to wait 5 months. True, anything could happen in this screwy world. I think Chris is saying, do people want them covered in shit? Like, yes, we do.
Yes, oiled.
And he doesn't know what that pink monster was. I think it looks like they were sort of making a play on like an axolotl or something weird.
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like a mutated thing. Newt. Kick-ass Newt. The film adaptation of Battleships was shite. Was that actually real?
Oh yeah, it was awful.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do remember the poster for that.
Yeah, it had like Rihanna in it or something.
I think like I don't know what the last terrible video game movie I saw was, because they've been okay for a while, but I know there has been some bad ones. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know, does that Pixels movie hold up?
Yeah.
Maybe
And
one
the
day
way
we could
Sarah's
watch that.
put it- yeah, the way Sarah's put it in the chat as well, the way my partner puts it, if I want to play a game for hours and hours, so he always plays as women.
Oh, sorry, you cut out again. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Man.
But yeah, it's saying that he'd rather stare at a woman's ass than a
Yeah.
man's ass.
You're cutting out a little bit for me as well. Certain words you're saying are cutting out, so it must be all that reindeer shit rain that you put down earlier on. It's messing with Virgin's signal, like. You take that back.
Kiss your mother with that mouth. But yeah, like to be honest, as far as video game butts go, I don't mind as long as it's a good butt, because yeah, like people are right. There's a lot of flat butts out there in video game land. In fact, they've just added Solid Snake to Fortnite, and everyone's like, they've carved off his butt because Solid Snake and Old Snake had a cracking body when they made the jump out of the PS1 era.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fortnite, sort your shit out. Like, why'd you keep on holding the booty down?
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited for like a TV show, because I like the Fallout world, but it's like a long game and like requires a lot of commitment, and I don't always have time to like play a massive RPG like Fallout, but having some like external things that we can like watch and still sort of get into the world is fun to me. And like I say, it looks fine. Amazon are doing okay. I even like their silly Lord of the Rings show. I just took it with plenty of grains of salt and was like, it's not Peter Jackson's like Lord of the Rings, and it's not J.R.R. Tolkien's book, universe. It's just another adventure. Like, this will just be another adventure in the Fallout universe. Like, I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's I'm definitely looking forward to it. It looks great. From what we've seen so far, hopefully there's another trailer. I don't know, but
oh yeah, we'll probably get something. I think like sometimes they might release like a couple episodes as well when it finally does hit. Amazon sometimes give you like a couple to get going. They don't usually drop the whole series at once though, so it'll definitely be like a week to week thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe when that comes out, we could do like a mini review thing, because Paul will probably watch it as well. So we might be able to get the nerdy crew together on a Sunday and do a Fallout.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
I know like Goodwill's excited about it as well. Like I said, didn't massively excite me, but I'd definitely jump in and give it a go.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I mean I'd say I'm mega excited for it. So we'll see.
That's cool. But like, you're a bigger Fallout fan than I am. I'm sort of just like a casual enjoyer.
I dove right into it. Like,
but yeah, Chris is in the chat agreeing with us that Flatbutt Snake is that's no good.
Toned or nothing.
Oh yeah, and I guess we have to mention that a lot of people learned 1950s like pop songs through Fallout, because you can listen to the radio on your wristband thing. I play this game without listening to the radio and just wander around in silence. Because that's the game I want to play. Like, I want to be a weird like isolationist like wanderer that just wanders around in towns fixing people's problems and then wandering away again. But I don't know, did you like the music and stuff? Or is it too old timey? Like, it's got bad production, like you were saying. It's got worse production than Metallica.
Oh, God. I'm never gonna live that down now.
I think Joe was saying earlier, you could hear the battle jackets rustling already to go and get
Bring them on. They've never had a fight in their lives, man. They're just dressed like they're hard. So bring it. No, but yeah, after a few playthroughs of the games, I would turn the radio off, I must admit.
I think there was only like a handful of songs, wasn't there, on repeat?
Mhm.
Because all the record players exploded.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
You know what my favorite ever use of like oldie time music was in like BioShock Infinite when
yeah.
they did that thing where like the character had jumped back in time and stole songs from like
Mm-hmm.
the 80s and then took them back to like alternate universe 19 sort of, I don't know, 40s 50s, and then they were like doing barbershop versions of like the Beach Boys and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, like it's fun for people who were like aware of those songs, but for me, I'm like, I don't want to listen to some like stupid warble man be like
Perfect impression.
I just wander around with the weird noise where it's like it's not even music half the time, is it? It's just like ambient like rustling and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like is it some kind of like really weird sounding guitar, like a really rattly like metally sounding guitar like a lot of the time? Yeah. Sort of like what they would do for like cowboy-ish soundtrack, but even more like industrial.
Yeah, so it's like what it sounds like is like an acoustic with really high action, so the strings are high off the fretboard.
Yeah.
So you can use the slide, like the metal slide.
Yeah.
You put on your finger and
you're getting a lot of like metal sound because it's not like touching the wood as much as it normally would and stuff. Yeah.
Touching the wood.
No, this is music.
No.
Let me count in on my wood block.
Doesn't sound right.
Nipped it a bit there. Oh, Chris has said a comment for the comments on this. You'll have the Victorian boys going after us. So you don't like the old timey bikes, huh?
Take your penny farthing and fuck off.
That's our next hot take. Oh, but is there anything else you want to say about the Fallout series?
Apart from that, it's a fantastic immersive experience, and if anyone hasn't played it, I would recommend checking it out because it's better when you do it now, because all of the games are Game of the Year edition, basically. So you can get all the DLC with them,
and a bunch of them are free if on Game Pass now because Microsoft snatched that Bethesda up.
But also, if you don't use Game Pass, if you use Steam, that's usually a good place to get them.
Yeah, true.
They have sales like a lot.
Yeah, they'll always be discounted and stuff, along with all the scrolls. But yeah. So that's been Fallout. I feel like that was a good round trip around all the different wastelands, and we ended with a
76. We're not talking about 76.
Yeah, I didn't play it at all. I saw the writing on the wall and was like, no, this looks crazy and weird. This is like a weird live service rip-off game. No, we only talked about the good Fallouts, apart from the first two, which we possibly need to investigate at some point. Bring them out, though. They've been stuck, like not available for too long. So like,
yeah, you can get them on Game Pass.
Yeah, but I feel like someone needs to do some like work and just kind of like, I don't know if modernize is the right thing, but maybe I don't know. There needs to be some kind of, I think, guide to know how to play those without just immediately dying.
Yeah. I did try the first one a while back, and I was like,
I watched someone else do it, and they just like died to a rad scorpion immediately.
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, so I guess this is one of those RPGs where you got to be really serious.
Yeah,
and pick the right type of character.
It's tough, like, so I just gave up straight away, and I was like, the story's really cool. All the I've read all the wiki stuff and all the YouTube videos I've watched, and I'm like, yeah, the story's really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's a legit thing. Like we do it. Like you can probably find a really good informative stream out there by a Fallout expert who'll take you through the game. Maybe that's what I'll do, so I can finally see what the hell those games are all about and what all the missions look like instead of just like random bits of footage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been Jake of Gaming Up North and Nerdy Up North. You'll see me everywhere if you just search for Nerdy Up North on socials. And sometimes Gaming Up North on TikTok and stuff like that. You'll see some fun clips of us. But yeah, we'll be doing some more podcasts and stuff around December. Like, I know we got a One Piece one coming up, and we got a lot of fantasy talk, because I think that's like a comfort area for some people around the holiday season, is to like dig back into like Lord of the Rings and sort of like that kind of fantasy type setting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people's Christmas game is Fallout as well, though, because I'm sure a lot of people got that on Christmas Day and just sat in the rooms and like explored the wasteland.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam, where can the fine folks find you?
They can find me on TikTok at Adam Ashbridge Music, on Instagram at Adam Ashbridge Music, and also Facebook at Adam Ashbridge Music. So you'll see us doing random covers of songs or doing the themes I do for this sometimes on social media and stuff, so you'll be able to hear those. Yeah.
And like, doesn't cost us anything to give us a follow apart from your soul.
Well, nice reminder. Actually, I've got an album on Spotify if anyone wants to check it out.
Yes.
It's called Scorched Earth, and it's just under my name, so Adam Ashbridge.
Yep. I'll link to that today, because Paul was asking people in the Nerdy Up North Facebook group, like, what's your favorite album? And I was like, this is the only one I've listened to, because I'm really out of touch with like music, like, you know, real music at the moment, apart from cover songs and video game music, which doesn't count.
I know it's me, right? But I listened to it all day.
Yeah.
My own album, and I was like, fuck, that's good.
And it's our intro music on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Because that's the thing for me. I don't write music that I know that other people are going to want to listen. I literally wrote that album for myself, which is kind of weird when you want to try and get money from it. But it's got all the elements of music that I like. So
no, I think that's the best approach to art. If you just make stuff that you would want to like look at or listen to or watch, it's like, otherwise, what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you chasing? If you're not trying to impress yourself and feel proud, what are you doing? Like, that's why I make all this stupid crap, because it's the kind of stupid crap like I would watch.
Yeah.
But yes, that is goodbye from the Gaming Up North Ramblecast for another week. Next time, we're going to hit Smash Brothers and just talk general about all those games and how crazy that whole thing is. Then the week after that, we're going to have hopefully a couple more guests, and we're going to do our Game of the Year, where everyone just picks their favorite Game of the Year to talk about, and maybe we'll talk some like honorable mentions and stuff, just to if we need to fill in any time. But yeah, we're all going to pick a Game of the Year and have a fun end of the year celebration-y typey thingy on like the 18th or something, because I don't know if we'll get to do another podcast after that, because everyone gets busy around Christmas and stuff. So who knows, we might just have to do something more casual. Yeah, Chris is saying the GuN goatee. Yep, just rolls off the tongue.
GuN goatee.
And maybe Santa will appear on more podcasts and more streams from now until then. I've just started a Wario playthrough. Who knows what could happen? Exactly. Maybe there'll be a Ask Santa Jake thread in the Discord. Maybe I'll create that right after this, and you can submit letters to Santa Claus. But they have to be in the full form of a letter with your name at the top, comma, space, and yours sincerely or faithfully at the bottom.
If not, bad things will happen.
But yeah, maybe I'll read your letters out and grant you a Christmas wish.
That'd be cool. Like Santa's letter corner sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that rain's kicking up again. Quick, make it go away with magic. That was a good one.
I think it worked.
Oh, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can say after that. So that's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And we'll see you all for Smash Brothers Super Smash Brothers.